You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast, home of unqualified opinion, unwavering bias. Listen, just like fucking Ned Brockman punters and dribblers, we keep showing up. We keep showing up and showing up and showing up. Now, I think it's fair to say that, Eddie, you and I have had a significantly large last, I don't know how many hours it's been since like maybe Wednesday next week or last week. You know, we've just been on the go for a significant amount of time.
I don't even know what we've been doing.
I know, neither do I, but I know we have.
I don't think we didn't do anything on last week, did we?
Thursday, Friday, Sunday.
Thursday, yes.
And Thursday was not nothing.
No, it was something.
It turned into a little bit more than...
Turned into something.
Yeah.
Fucking oath it did. We ended up going to the pub afterwards.
We did. And had a huge fucking Guinness, which I didn't need, and I couldn't finish.
Yeah, fucking oath we did. Fucking oath we did.
Yeah.
Guinness in the rocks. Good stuff.
Lost
That's
my
good
wallet.
for the soul. Lost your wallet.
Shout out to that Uber driver who said he'd be back in 20 minutes with it and then never came back, like a fucking scumbag piece of shit. Although apparently I can go and get it now.
I think we can go and get it. He's like, mate, I'll be back in 20. I'm like, sweet. Never came back.
Never came back.
And then I tried calling him and couldn't get onto him.
No
Uber
answer.
couldn't get onto him.
No.
He didn't get paid. He didn't come back to me for a couple of days, old mate.
Yeah,
He's
well,
like, yeah, right, I'm ready now. I'm like, fucking
good.
hell.
Thanks, cocksucker. I had to fucking lock all my cards and shit.
You're right. Thursday, a bit of a fucking time.
Bit of a rip for the Sydney Marathon, like cocktail launch event is what you'd call it. I don't know.
Yeah, it would have been a launch something. Launch party seems like the wrong word.
Because it wasn't a party.
Launch. It would have been, I would say it was a cocktail event.
Yeah.
Cocktail event
for the
punters
launch
and
of the marathon.
dribblers, if you've been living under a rock, metaphorical or otherwise, implies that you're standing up and there's hors d'oeuvres that come around and you're shaking hands and you might have a couple of champagnes, you might have a couple of beers.
Yeah.
Champagne was my poison on the night.
Yep.
Into a Guinness, obviously. And they just talked about marathons and like the elite runners and shit were there.
Yep.
So that was nice. Just to,
nice.
you know, I don't really know what we were doing there, but we were there.
It was nice to be there.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think we personally added anything to the success of the evening.
But I just think it was nice that we were there.
It was great to be there. We then rolled into Friday, Hacker Major. I want to hold on the Hacker Major. I want to get to the Hacker Major, the Newcastle one.
It's not pressing.
But it's not the fucking main point.
It can't be.
It can't be the main point because yesterday, 17th of September, 2023, in the year of our Lord and Saviour, St. Peter Volandis, who may have invited us to another event coming up.
Couple of plus ones.
Not important. A couple of plus ones, no big deal. We had the marathon 2.0. Tobler's fucking heroics.
Tobler's Heroics. Marathon 2.0, Sydney, new course.
Goers Run Club, 560 members.
Estimated. Don't even know what it shook out at, to be honest. Could have been a lick more, Tom.
Yeah. Biggest team in the whole fuking race by a factor of 5.
By a factor of 500% bigger than the next best. That means it was fucking huge.
Yep.
17.1 thousand fucking competitors. That's up on 3,400 last year. Obviously, the goers instrumental in that sort of growth. But it was a big day for the city and a big day for the community and a big day for running.
Yep.
And a huge day for going.
Oh, mate. We were saying it all day yesterday that whilst runners run, goers go, and goers were going.
There's a big difference too.
There's a huge difference.
You can go out and run. Any cunt can run. Not a big deal.
But can you go?
That's right. Because only goers go.
And that doesn't necessarily just mean go forward, because there were goers going down. As long as you're going somewhere. And from the reports, we were here in Addison Centennial Park, a significant portion of the Goers Run Club were going down. One such gentleman into a bush, no less, and surrounded by paramedics. We hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing reports of blokes on IVs. Reports coming in at the Ivy last night with it. Estimates. These are estimates that 1 in 4 people getting medical attention may have been a goer. Now, I don't know if there was mayo on that All I know is that it was fucking hot yesterday.
It was hot.
31 in the shade, 6 foot off the ground. So you can imagine what it would have been like on a black asphalt road. It would have been 40 plus, 45. I don't know. I'm not ruling out 46, 47, Tom.
No, she was hot. She was hotter than the centre of the earth, the core of the earth, some may even say. But it was a great day, and goers getting out there, going around. You know, we got to listen. Let's start at the start.
I think that's probably the best way.
I think we start at the start of the day, up before the sun. You know you're fucking getting after it if you're up before the sun's even woken up. Sun was still in bed. We were up, and we were on a fucking water taxi over to the north side of the harbour.
5:15 a.m. Bang, up, showered, ready to rock and roll.
Yep.
Fucking Uber. Walk through the city.
The Asics Gel Kayano 30s on. Tied up nice and tight.
Nice and tight, really tight. Gel Kayano 30s, that's the 30th iteration. Onto the water taxi, across the harbour. Really nice time of day. Sun's just coming up.
You could tell early on, as soon as the sun was, rising from its slumber, it was biting from the get-go. You were like, well, we're on for a hot one today.
Yeah, it rose with bite. It rose with intent.
Yep.
The sun makes up its own mind day to day. Obviously, we all know that. And it was in a bit of a fucking mood yesterday. It's in a bit of a fucking mood today as well. But she was in a mood yesterday and woke up with purpose. And just let everyone know I'm going to be around today, bruh.
Yeah.
Don't get that twisted.
I'm going to be a factor.
I'm going to be a factor. So we get across the water, check in for our 6:15 a.m. safety briefing.
Now, that was obviously for our adventure on the Cherry Picker, where we were expected to give a rousing, inspirational and Churchillian speech to our 500, 600, maybe 700 Goers Run Club runners.
So we get there at 6:15 for the safety briefing, which went a little bit like this.
Hold on. Are you listening? Here it comes.
Here it comes. Righto, so you hop in and it goes up.
Don't jump out.
That was it. I go, okay, great.
That's thorough.
Don't know if we needed to get here 45 minutes early for that, but that's all right.
It was thorough, though. Best in the business.
Best in the business. Looking back, it is surprising that what happened, given how thorough the safety briefing had been.
Yeah.
Because you think to yourself, with such a comprehensive, detailed, on-point safety briefing.
I felt like I could have driven that thing myself. Such was the in-depth and nuanced information that we were given that safety.
I said to myself, this bloke couldn't be more experienced.
No, this guy knows what he's doing.
This guy is clearly best in class.
I'm in the hands of an expert here.
Yeah.
Fear not.
Fear not. This is Mr. Cherry Picker I'm going up with, Like, I'm fucking... I feel safe as houses, mate.
Yeah.
Anyway, we stand around shaking hands. A lot of nervous dribblers at this fucking point of the day, obviously. They know. They're looking at their watches. They're like, fuck, 20 minutes, I've got to start running. 15 minutes, I've got to start running. 10 minutes.
Portaloos on a hot, sweaty morning. Those Portaloos had just been absolutely fucking decimated by the assholes of this great city of ours.
Listen, I ran an eye over the Dunny situation. I don't know. I don't have the numbers at hand, but it certainly didn't look. What's 17,500 divided by 3,500? Like, what's that? It goes up by what, 5? I don't
even know what you're asking me.
But I'm saying, like, there was at least 5 times more people running, right? I don't even know if that's correct.
Themselves.
But the shitters didn't go up by a factor of 5 on last year, and last year the shitters were in trouble.
Oh, yeah. No,
So
you're right.
I'm looking at going, well, there's definitely not 5 times more shitters, and the shitters were in fucking huge trouble last year.
The shitters this year, like, I don't want to get into, like, starting to measure, like, metric tons of human excrement from pre-race, but, like, the amount of poo that was getting done,
mate, it
was just fucking astronomical. And the state of those fucking things afterwards, after everyone started running, you and I, curious cats as we are, fucking, we may have taken a minor detour back past the shitters just to see what sort of state they're in. Not brave enough to pop our head into a single one, but all the doors were swung open. It looked like a fucking zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, the doors were swung open. Like the fucking hinges had been fucking ripped
Maybe
off,
that's
mate.
the eyes up from the shitter collectors. Like, let's just let these bitches air out.
Oh,
for like a good
you might
45,
be right.
50 minutes,
I had in my head that the springs had come loose because they were just getting
smashed.
fucking worked. Mate, no word of a lie. 60 deep on a per shitter.
Yeah.
60 deep, I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's no word of it. It was fucking unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
Like, you go to festivals and there aren't lines that big waiting for shitters.
The problem is, mate, I reckon 1 in every 2, maybe 2 in every 3, maybe 3 in every 4 are going to need to shit on course, like there, right?
Yeah.
So you need at least, realistically, you need 1,000 shitters.
At the very least. I mean, I know I took a shit preemptively before we left, knowing what was going to be there, and I still needed to go again. There's something about that time of the day when you're up and about that's when poos start to happen.
Well, you'd done 3. You didn't even run. You did 3 before fucking 8 o'clock. Fucking off your head, cunt.
Yeah, well, you blame the hacker major for that, but it was
but there was blokes there running that had done the hacker major.
Exactly, I know. So imagine how many they were doing. Throw nerves on top of that. Anyway, look, this isn't about we don't want to get too poo specific, and it's a bit late to say that because we have. But the shitters, and this isn't a knock on Sydney Marathon either, it was just people need to poo.
Well, I think that when people sit down, organisers, and they're doing the numbers, I think they underestimate how many people need to poo pre-marathon.
Like, I also reckon they'd be like, I don't mind if I've got a little less room to like stretch or like run some fucking hills, which weirdos were doing before the run. It's like, relax.
People running hills. It's like, calm the fuck down, bruh. What are you doing, mate?
Yeah.
What in God's name are you doing?
So if you remove a few more spaces for keen beans to get trotting and maybe a few more places for people to drop logs, you're going to have I just feel like you could have eased the bottlenecking that was happening.
I think some bloke last night was saying they need to put a big pit in and people just fucking squat
Walk
around it.
just like some ropes you hold onto, lean back over it and just get into it, or a beam to hold
Mate,
onto.
like, think about it though, fair income. You're pre-marathon, you're looking at your watch, you're like, I got 15 minutes here and the fucking shitter line's 20 deep, 60 deep. I'd hold onto a rope.
Oh, instead of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Maybe not you, you're a germaphobe, but there's people out there willing to hang onto a rope.
Mate,
trust me.
You can, like, listen, I might be a germaphobe, but I'll hold a rope if I gotta go, dude. Are you kidding me? I'll fucking. I'll swing across a pit if I have to, and just have to shit mid-swing.
Well, you know what they should have done? Thrown a couple of ropes off the fucking into the harbour there. You just hang off into the shit.
See, there you go.
There you go.
Like the Ganges, just sort of fucking lean back. A wall you can push your legs up onto.
You know what I'm talking about? Just lower yourself down. Just have fucking rope all the way up the harbour.
Yeah.
All the way up the foreshore.
Yeah.
People just...
You're pushing against a wall.
Yeah.
Mate, and all you got to do is wait for a wave to come and clean it off. Just splash all over your ass and you're good to go.
You could just fucking, like sort of rope an area off so the shit doesn't go out and get
like
blokes
some sort of netting.
Yeah, netting. Get blokes out there with fucking...
Pool scoops. Get him in marathon shirts and shit, get it sponsored.
Yeah, get it sponsored. Yeah. We'll rack a Big Day Rosé fucking logo on there, mate.
Get Horizon Pools on board, Big Day Rosé, we'll sponsor it. We'll put a deck out there you can float on and drink.
Watch people take dumps.
Watch people take shits. Take bets on who's going to have the biggest. You make something out of it, you know what I mean?
Listen, I'll tell you what I am, Tom. I'm trying to sit here. I'm a businessman, and I spot a fucking potential dollar when I see one. But I'm looking for solutions here. And if you're gonna get 20,000 marathon runners down there next year, you're not gonna have 3,000 or 4,000 shitters.
No,
it can't be done. There's not enough room. We need rope.
Yeah,
Tom.
we need rope, pool scoops.
Yeah,
and also you know what else you're doing is you're employing more people.
Yeah, you're creating jobs.
It's job creation.
Yeah, it's job creation.
Off the back of fucking nervous poos. Yeah. I like it.
Now there's more money in the economy, mate. GDP goes up, Living conditions go up, mate.
On the improve.
Life expectancy could go up off the back of it, Tom.
Maybe even the cost of living coming down. I don't know why.
Yeah, well.
You just hope that maybe it has some positive impact on it. Don't know why it would.
Don't know.
Don't know why
but
it
you'd
would.
hope.
You'd hope.
And that's all you can do is hope.
Eddie, as always, it's important to remind the punter and dribbler that we're sponsored by the best betting agency in town.
Yep.
That's Ned's.
That is. That's also not mine. Like, a lot of people hit me up and they go, dude, is this your betting company?
And then you have to remind them, no.
It's not.
No.
It's not mine.
No.
Although I can see how you're confused.
Yeah.
Because my name's Ned, I'm elite, and they're an elite betting company. So I can see how you got confused.
You can see it, yeah. You can see how there's some confusion there, punters and dribblers. But what there is no confusion about is that Ned's is top quality and it's the place that we punt. So if you can have a punt, by all means, make sure you're doing it with the best in the biz, and that's Ned's. Now, we also...
They're almost, Tom, like the Egyptian cotton of betting companies.
Okay, like the thread count out the
Thread
arse.
count out the arse. Like 300 thread count or whatever.
Like so silky.
Like 7,000
smooth,
thread count.
Slips straight off.
Yeah, it slips off you.
Yep.
That sort of thread count.
They also are the home of the private punters group, About Even, which is also the name of the #1 betting show in the country.
Correct.
Now you can go and join that betting group on the Ned's app in the groups tab. Private secret passcode is Dribbler. Get in there, share your bets, have a yarn, shoot the shit. We'll see you in there, Ned's. Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website. So anyway, the cherry picker briefing was thorough as fuck.
We hop into it at about 10 to 7.
Goers
and we
swarmed us, just congregated, a throng of goers congregated around the
Like
base of
righto,
this
mate.
thing as we get ready to embark on our ascent as this cherry picker is going to take us maybe 6 metres up in the air.
Well, we were promised that we were going to be the masters of our own destiny.
In terms of the height.
In terms of height, I was probably going to go, let's give her all she's got.
Yeah.
Because that would have looked fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And what actually happened is it grunted and it groaned this thing. Maybe went down slightly.
No, it did get down slightly. And that was apparently not actually the thing itself, but the legs, the secure legs that meant to go into the ground started like fucking giving out.
Yeah, right. And didn't go anywhere.
No, it didn't move at all.
And
Except maybe down slightly. But basically we just, you may as well have just stood on a stack of chairs.
Yeah. We looked at the bloke and we said,
how's this thing going?
it's not going up, is it? He goes, nah.
It's not going up.
Now, it wasn't until later, Tom, at the Ivy, where there were a couple of cherry picker operators doing the rounds, a couple of goers. Goers and cherry pickers go hand in hand.
Fucking oath they do.
A couple of blokes came up to me saying, cunt didn't have the safety off. They go, oh, fucking no cherry pickers, bro. That cunt didn't have the fucking...
He didn't have the safety
He didn't
off.
have the
That
safety
thing wasn't
off.
moving.
So not only did the bloke not have the safety off, he clearly didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
No.
And now I'm starting to think maybe a bullet dodged.
Well...
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that cunt didn't know fucking left from right. If the fucking legs and shit were coming up, imagine if we went up 6 metres high and it just fucking rolled down the hill and tipped over.
just started tipping.
Think
That would've
about
been-
that.
No, that would have been
That
fun.
would have been fucking grim as shit. That bloke didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
No, I don't think he knew what he was doing.
He had no idea what he was
now
doing.
I'm starting to question whether that safety briefing was that safe at all.
Ooh.
Well, I'm starting to wonder, maybe it wasn't as thorough as it seemed at the time.
No, I know, because it did seem thorough.
It seemed thorough.
Now that you've told me that legs were shaking, I'm starting to think that was divine intervention.
Yeah.
God going, no.
Not today. Goers need to run.
Goers need to run and they can't see their heroes perish in a cherry picker accident 10 minutes before fucking start time.
No. Now, would it be a cool way to go out? You bet your bottom dollar, but that's not today.
Not today.
Not today.
Because we had a job to do, Tom,
Yeah, we
you
did.
and I.
We had goers to inspire.
That's right.
So
Now
the
they-
cherry picker didn't work. We
work.
walked up. We walked on the cherry picker. We had megaphones.
Yeah, but the cherry picker didn't go up, but the speech was Churchillian.
Oh no, don't worry. Everyone was absolutely inspired. Couple of tears there from the crowd.
Some people were in tears, which was licked.
Throwing flowers at us and shit.
Yeah, undies.
Panties, bras, for the fatter dribblers.
Yeah, there were panties getting thrown. Whatever. It's not about that, and it's not about Tom and I, even though it was. But
All about us.
but people were inspired. You could see, like, I started to see glints, Tom. Glints in eyes. I don't know what the fuck a glint is, but I was seeing them.
I think it's a twinkle. I think a glint is like a twinkle.
Would there be a sheen in the eye? Some sort of like, does the eye fill with a?
I think a sheen's more like when you're hungover.
Okay,
There's
so
a couple of sheens. It's like a glaze.
Yes, but is a glint a glaze?
I think a glint's a twinkle.
Yeah, a glint's like the definition here, like a small flash of light. So, yeah, twinkle.
So there were glints.
Yeah.
And twinkles.
And probably a couple of glazes, considering there were some dribblers who had been to the Hacker Major that were running.
Yeah, it's correct.
Some glazed. But
once the job was done and we'd inspired the goers, it quickly became about business time.
yeah, well, I just wanted to quickly touch on our young friend over here, Tommy Tobler, who I'm not going to... This is not the correct description because he did so well. But at the start of the race, we were not to know how it was to eventuate, and it was like huge all gear, no idea vibes. He was taping his nipples. He was fucking rubbing this like weird Vaseline, like deodorant shit inside his thighs. He had 4,000 fucking gels. What messages did you have written on your hands again, Tobler? He had writing all up and down his arms.
I had "What would Ned do?"
Yep.
as the first one. I had this.
Oh, testy popping over here.
This too shall pass, just to get me through the pain. Smile was another one, because I read that if you try and fake a smile, it's meant to make you happy, but it doesn't really work. And embrace the pain, which, was pretty redundant. When it's just constant pain, it's hard to embrace, you know? But, yeah, had all the messages, had the fucking sweatbands on my wrist.
Now, how did you write the ones on your hand that is your dominant writing hand?
I had to go just one stroke at a time. So I did, like, with the W, I'd just go down, pull off, then back up, and back down. It took a while.
I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall for that moment.
Same.
A lot of
That would have been fun. I thought you might get Jenny to do it, but that's okay. There is an old saying, though, in marathon circles, Tom, that if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail.
Yeah. This kid left no stone unturned.
And seeing the state of nipples, right?
Bro.
Getting around yesterday.
Bro.
I'm now like, yeah, you know what? It looked like a little bit much taping up the nip, but fuck me, dude. Like, there were some goers like were almost, I would say, stitches territory based on the based on the blood. Almost like if you got a belt sander and just sanded off a cunt's nipples. That's where the blood levels on some of these shirts are at.
It was fucked. But what I didn't understand is, what sort of nipple have you got to have that it starts to bleed? I ran that bitch last year and my nipples couldn't have been finer.
Erect.
They were fine.
I think you got to have erect
like
nipples.
those ones where the actual nip bit is quite large. We got a couple of friends, I won't out them now, Will Hickey, who have huge fucking nips, like pieces.
You know what? You know if you suck on a nipple like that after all the time.
Yeah, an erect nipple 24/7.
Yeah. I think you got to run erect nipple.
But does that happen? Like my nipples don't get erect.
No, but I think people's nipples are erect all the time.
That's what I'm saying. Some of you got these cabanossi looking motherfuckers. Like they've got Frankfurt sausages.
Yeah.
Like those ones are
Nipples-
obviously going to bear the brunt of the rubbing. Whereas if your nipples are just part of the whole thing,
Yes.
everything's getting rubbed equally on their own terms.
That's exactly right. And you're sharing the load, so to speak.
Dispersing the rub.
That's right. As opposed to people with nipples that are begging to get sanded.
Yeah. Standing head and shoulders above the rest of the chest.
Yeah, being a bit too proud.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, relax, dude. We know,
We get it. You've got
get it.
nipples. Calm down. Like, basically, blood nipples was just, you were just telling the world you've got huge nips.
Yeah. So, if you're not sure where your nipples stack up sort of globally, just tape them up.
Well,
and then
better
you
to
won't
be
have a
safe than
problem.
sorry.
Yeah, better to be safe than sorry. 1,000%. I'm not going to blame the Goers Run shirt either because it was elite. Best in class.
Because people that have normal nipples did not have blood all over their shirts.
Correct. That's how you know the difference. Yeah. So Thomas Tobler, he didn't prepare to fail.
He was there ready to go.
He was ready to go. He's lubed up and looking schmick. Had his diva shoes on, which were cute. Had 7,000 gels, which I still think was a little bit too much. I think you probably carried a bit heavy.
I think I only came back with like 2 in the end. So
how many gels did you have then? Fucking 30 gels. You had literally probably 30 gels on you.
I probably had 10
You gelled up.
to 12. There was a fucking lot of gels.
How'd you feel? How were you? You were nervous, weren't you?
Oh, in the car on the way there, I was sweet. Like, I was calm. I was like, oh, yeah, it's just another run. This will be great. And then as soon as I got out of the car, it hit me and I was fucking nervous.
Now, were you
I started
nervous?
tweaking.
Were you nervous mainly for just the general physical undertaking, or was the nerves wrapped up more in the potential reality that you were going to have to wear pants that were the biggest that a human's ever worn?
A bit of both. I think first it was the physical undertaking, and then that could lead to me having to wear the fucking biggest pants in the world. So it
Now,
was one after the other, just compounding.
Yeah.
now, how confident were you of avoiding the pant? Realistically,
Realistically,
morning of.
I was pretty confident. I was like 90% confident.
Oh, that's good.
I knew that barring injury, I think I'd be able to fucking get it done. But I had eyes on... I wasn't even thinking about Tom's time, really. I was more concentrating on yours, Eddie, because I really wanted to fucking go for it. And I knew that if I went for it, and even if it didn't happen, I'd still be clear of Tom's time.
But see, we were wondering that as well. We were like, if he goes out too hard trying to chase your time, there's a yes, you'll be clear of mine, but you could also completely fuck yourself.
Tortoise
and
in the
then you
hair.
start doing like 10-kilometer fucking 10-minute splits.
Yeah, which is because on the live tracking, it was like fucking
Which was
out
fun
every
as
now
fuck
and then.
to look
Yeah,
on.
it
Live
was.
tracking was great.
But like at certain points, we're like, holy shit, like he's putting on serious time here. But then you would arrest it and shit.
Yeah.
So it was fascinating viewing. I was absolutely loving it. I was glued to the live tracking all day long. Now, Jeff Athletic, Josh Ellis Flint, one of the greats all time, hopped off a plane from Bali, had Bali belly, still turns up
Still turns up for his boy Tobler.
to chaperone Tobler. Also, Lockie Clancy gets in from Europe the night before, gets in at 10 p.m., and he's up down there running Tobler. Unbelievable effort from the boys. Tobler said it's like running, it's like the VIP experience in a marathon, is having someone like Clancy who was like running into fucking convenience stores, buying Coke, shaking them up so they were flat, getting him like red frogs and shit.
So do you shake it? How do you get it flat? Well, you shake it up and then just...
So he'd open it and then shake it up and then, slowly loosen the lid so it all spurts out a bit to make it flat. It was unreal. Like, we'd come up to an aid station and he'd be like, you stay wide, I'll go into the horde, grab a bunch of cups and bring them out to me.
Fucking hell,
Like-
it's Clancy.
Unreal.
He's a good fella, Clance.
Pushing him up hills and shit.
Yeah, the hill outside the fucking stadium. It's like, it's not really a hill, it's more of just a slight incline.
It's
but
a
it
cunt,
felt
though.
like a fucking
No,
hill.
it's a motherfucker.
Had his hand on my back, just like willing me up this hill. Like, come on, bro, you can do it. It's all like we're almost there, and then it's downhill. For like a kilometer, essentially, with his hand on my back, just pushing me through. It was unreal.
It's powerful stuff.
That's powerful stuff from the main man. Back just in time to fucking help Tobler chase
Yeah.
glory.
Shout out to him. I don't know if I would have finished without him, without Josh and Lockie.
And poor old Josh started cramping up like a motherfucker as well.
Exactly. Now, like when the boys are out on course, fucking, and girls obviously getting after it, Tom and I, we were flat out in the VIP hospitality tent, just having a couple of bacon and egg, like
Mini bacon egg rolls.
They were a nice touch.
They
couple
were
of
nice.
waters,
Yeah.
couple of coffees, couple of dumps.
Couple of dumps. Watching the
elites
elites
get about their work.
get into it.
Really flat out stuff.
Yep.
In the morning.
D or Dave in tow. Shout out to Dave.
That's right. And then we head up to the business end of the course.
Well, I think you might be forgetting something that happened along the way, a very charitable act by you two,
Oh,
which
that's a
I
good
understand you wouldn't want to mention, but some dribblers did get photographic evidence. So I thought it might be worth.
Yeah, that's
Look,
Listen,
if
it's
you
not about us.
It's not about us, but if you want to force us into fucking talking about it, then I guess we probably should. So before we left the race was on, it was going, then we were going back to get another water taxi across the harbour. Only way to travel.
only way I'll travel.
Only way I'll travel across the harbour now is by water taxi that I'm ideally not paying
Or yacht.
for. Or a yacht. Just ferrying me back and forth. We come past Charlie, Teo, like family, like a what'd you call it? Like, it was like group runs. So it was after
foundation.
the marathon start.
After the marathon, it was the
10K,
family
20K,
run.
then it was like family runs. So this was like a Charlie Teo brain cancer one, big group of people. And there was this sweet old lady who was the photographer. Now, she also had a wrist guard on that she'd broken her hand recently, and she was keen to climb up on top of a fucking wheelie bin to take a photo of these people. She called us in. She's like, "Can you please help me up on top of this bin?" We're like, "Jesus Christ, this does not seem safe." And she was wigging out about it as well. And I'm like, "Well, you're terrified to do this, but you're really wanting to do it." She's like, "Don't let me fall." We were like, "Don't you worry, doll. We got you."
Yeah.
We had to hoist her up, like
would've
manpower shit.
Yeah.
Strong men just lifting her up onto a bin.
Like, lucky you and I lift sort of stuff.
Well, exactly. Luckily, we've been at Jeff Athletic just fucking shifting serious tin. We could lift a fucking 40-kilo old lady up onto a bin, hold her sturdy. Dave's securing the bin itself. Now, I don't think the bin was any more secure having Dave there, but at least it made her
It's optics.
calm.
It's optics.
It's optics.
Yep.
She felt calmer having someone smaller than the bin there holding the bin sturdy.
Yeah, that's right. Like, the bin could have had its way with Dave
Yeah.
if the bin so chose.
If something went wrong, Dave may have been crushed by the bin.
That's right. But I've got a little bit of bin wrangler in me,
Yeah.
and I had a quiet word with the bin, and the bin was cool.
She was barely standing on the bin, really. She was being held up aloft by you and I.
Well,
like a
because we're
fucking
so
line-out.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got the photo. Now, did she take way too fucking long to take all the photos? Respectfully, yes, she did. And then was she going from camera to phone in her pocket to camera to phone in her pocket? And she was trying to get us in photos with Charlie T. I was like, listen.
We actually got photos with her there.
With her. She wanted a photo with us afterwards. We had a water taxi to catch, which we subsequently missed because she was taking so long. Now, listen.
And we had to go running over the shitters.
We had to go over, we also had to run over the shitters, so maybe that's partly our problem, given we are just curious. But a good deed was done. And again, I know everyone was running a marathon, and we didn't want to bring up our good Samaritan ways, but
Yeah.
that is what it was.
Well, it happened. You know what I mean?
I'm not going to pretend like we didn't help out.
There's no point pretending like it didn't happen. We head across the fucking wood. We go to the VIP tent. I've already mentioned that. And then we go up to the domain.
38 Ks.
Botanical Gardens area, you know, that like whatever that fucking road is. Macquarie's Chair or whatever it is. But 38 Ks on the way down, and I would think about 41 on the way back. Fucking business end sort of stuff. Business end.
Couple of lounge chairs folded
Sort of
out
stuff.
for us to sit there while
Which we
dribbles ran
used, but
past.
then there was just too many goers coming past, and you need to be up and about, giving them a fucking.
we basically
giving them a
stood there
rev
for
up.
like 4 hours going goers. Like,
Fucking oath we did. And there was goers that came past that needed a rev up. Don't worry about that. A lot of broken souls coming past us at 38 that needed something from Tom
by the
and I.
38 kilometre mark, you are fucked. And basically, you've just got to run down and then you're just looping back up before you come to the finish line. But like, you're 4Ks to go, you are absolutely fucked. So we did our bit. We wrangled and we motivated and we buoyed goers on the way home.
Did our absolute best.
Yeah.
Our absolute best. People were fucked up. Like, there were people dropping like flies around us.
There was a chick like throwing up all over herself on the side. We were like, Jesus Christ, I hope you're all right. Ambulances coming in to and fro, like having to part the fucking runners and shit to go and pick people
Probably
up.
4 or 5 ambulances came past us down there. People like running sideways and shit. Like, a couple of people, you're like, mate, you're going to fall over.
And like some chick came to us and goes, you've got to help this chick. Like there was paramedics everywhere. This woman's like yelling at us, like, are you going to do something? I'm like, what the fuck do you want me to do? I don't know what I'm going to do. And this woman was running like just like bent over to the side. And then I'm like yelling at a paramedic guy who was looking at her like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, bruh, do something. This chick's like fucking bent over.
Yeah.
But still running like an absolute animal.
Yeah, like an absolute beast.
Yeah. Anyway, we buoyed goers. Then Tobler comes around. Well, first there was Scope coming past. Poor
Poor old Scope was in a bad way.
Scope he was in a good way when we first saw him. When he came past
No,
us.
I don't think he was.
Not in a good way. He was in a better way than when we saw him next.
Yes, but I think he saw us and that got him up. But then I think reality struck again once he'd got out of view.
Yeah.
Because when he came back round, he wasn't good.
No, he wasn't. He was struggling. We were trying to buoy him along. He was shuffling. But then when Tobler come around, we G him up. He's smiling, happy. To be honest, at 38 Ks, you were one of the more chipper fucking dribblers coming past. Skipping along.
Yeah, you were a lot more chipper than everyone else.
I felt very
Oh, there was
good
actually a
in
couple
that
of chipper
last
cunts that came
3 or
past,
4
really.
Ks. I think it was like, I think Clancy had got me a Coke or something for the last 5 or 6 Ks. And I think it was just kicking in at that Botanical Gardens. Thank God. Because it is fucking soul crushing running towards that, like the Opera House line, and then having to do that loop and running downhill when you know that uphill's coming. Like, it is just brutal. But I was actually feeling pretty good compared to how I was feeling before. It was just a sea of zombies, really. Everyone's just fucking struggling.
So Tobler comes back around. What do his dads do? They want to get their son home, so they jump on track and they run him home for the last K, get him buoyed, up and about. We catch up to Scope, Tobler and Scope, chatting to each other. They make a pact. Let's cross the finish line together. Let's do it together. And we're like, oh, this is sweet. This is nice.
It was like really nice.
Arm in arm.
Yep.
We hit the 400 to go sign, and Tommy Tobler fucking hits the gas out of nowhere and just starts sprinting.
Didn't say anything to anyone.
Didn't say a word to anyone. Poor old Scope's been completely fucking blindsided and does not have anything left to go with the great Tommy Tobler.
Of fucking, where did that come from?
Where did that come from, fame?
Talk us through that, brah.
Leaving it all on the fucking pitch. Like, I felt so bad because I saw Scope and I was like, yes, sweet, we'll do it together. And I thought I was just at my wit's end. Like, I was giving it everything I got. But then you guys were like, all right, you got to bring it home strong. Like, fucking run.
Don't you put this on us, Tommy Tobler?
No, your boying was almost too buoyant, too powerful, too motivated.
And that was a nice moment, like trying to keep up with Tobler, just screaming at him.
He just started sprinting to the point we couldn't. I got a stitch running 1.5 Ks. Trying to fucking run with Tobler, and he starts sprinting. I was like, this is fucking ridiculous. And then trying to chase you down as you were just hammering it through everyone, like cutting through everyone, like, go, Tobler, fucking go. It was ridiculous.
It was great. But as soon as I put the gas on it, it was the longest 400 metres I've ever run.
Yeah, I almost think you went. I mean,
I think you probably went a bit early.
Probably went a touch early with the sprint.
Because then it got to the. I thought it was at the very bottom of the street, but then there's like another 50 metres or so to go right towards the Opera House. And I was almost gassing out then. Like, I felt like I was going to vomit. And then slowed down towards the finish line, but got over it. And fucking, I felt like I was going to pass out.
I bet you fucking did.
It was brutal. But I'm glad I finished strong.
Finished strong. Obviously, the community proud of you, happy for you, but I also think there's a tinge of sadness at the content opportunity loss.
Yeah.
Of a Tommy Tobler wearing huge
Yeah.
pants.
I think
we got to be honest, right?
I think we need to all be honest with ourselves, punters and dribblers, and acknowledge the fact that it would have been fucking hilarious if Tommy Tobler was in huge pants for 30 days. Be that as it may, he has avoided them by over half an hour.
Oh, a significant
pretty
margin.
Comprehensive.
No, it's a comprehensive avoidance of huge pants. Left no doubt the pants weren't going to be worn.
But there were moments there when you're in Centennial Park where we were like, ooh, is he fucking buckling now?
Because also we got sent a photo from a dribbler which was looking through your Strava, and when you were like coming in going, oh, I'm running 22 Ks at fucking this splits, the guy was like, well, he's actually been fucking pausing the fucking run and sitting for half an hour before going again.
Yeah.
No, not half an hour.
Yeah, it was half an hour.
Mate, there was,
we saw the
I
fucking
wonder
data.
how we figured that out.
We saw the data.
We went through one of them.
The jig is up. You got me.
The jig is up.
I paused
It's
for like gels and water.
Yeah, you can't
so
do
there's
those
probably
on the
like, listen, in a 2-hour run, there was half an hour of pausing.
Yeah.
So
we were like,
guess we'll
oh,
never know.
shit, has he been fucking pulling the wool?
yeah, which is why we started thinking
He's fucked
that
it.
fucking message combined with the fact that it was 38 degrees on the road.
Oh, I was fucked.
And
So hot.
and you'd never done you hadn't done a run longer than 22, had you?
24 was the longest.
24. We thought,
A couple of
Jesus,
months ago.
this could be unlikely.
Yeah. I find it a nice touch, though, that you guys believed in me enough to the point that you didn't actually buy the jeans. That was really encouraging.
Yeah, we weren't going to fucking waste our time getting huge pants. We got to wait and see. You don't want to. The only thing we were thinking about doing was hanging them in here just so that you'd see them every day. But, you know, we had faith. We had faith.
Centennial Park was fucked. And to all the people I spoke to last night, everyone had the same shared experience of it just being fucked at Centennial Park. Running loops around that stupid park in the sun. Everyone's crashing. It was just fucking horrible.
Yeah. Well, that was the same with us in Piermont last year. I don't know what's worse.
Yeah, we did. Thank God we did Piermont first.
Piermont's a bit of a shithole, no offence to Piermont.
No offence to Piermont.
Whereas that is a nice park, Centennial Park, and I won't hear a bad word said about it.
No,
It's
but in the
just
heat,
so
an
hot.
unforgiving bitch, I would say.
But then I also...
Because you're on the road, you're not on the
Because you're not on
path.
the... You're exactly right. You're not on the path, which is shaded the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
Were people running on the fucking path? I would have.
You can't.
Why?
I don't think so.
Because
I think
the
we're all
track
on
is the
road.
fucking road. It is a different distance.
True.
It's like the inside of a fucking sprint, right? That's why they have the staggered.
True.
Yeah, I know.
Like there were small bits of shade, but
not much. Now we go from the race to the Ivy.
Yeah, fucking oath.
So part of this whole shindig was that we got an after party put on for the goers at the Ivy. Well, I think the whole marathon had the after party there, but we had a nice little goers section, big old fat juicy bar tab for a nice rip and tear.
And our own bar.
And our own bar. And it was fucking awesome. What a great way to finish for the marathon.
Great way to
themselves
finish
was
a
huge
great
thing,
day,
but
mate.
a great way to finish a great day. Pounding margs and fucking beers and whatever else. And just having a jolly good time. People were swimming in the pool. The goers, look, it took a while for the goers to fucking get up and about.
Yeah, but I
because it
mean,
was a
that's
tough
to
carry.
be expected. There was a lot of fucking really flat, broken souls when we first got there. Mood was low.
Yeah.
It was a low mood. But as the margaritas start to get into their work, as the tequila starts to flow through the bod,
The veins.
then the mood lifted. And by the end, it was fucking on for young and old.
Yeah, it was.
It was great stuff.
It was great stuff.
Goers everywhere with their medals on, just fucking loving themselves, feeling themselves, touching themselves, knowing that they've become marathon men and women. I mean, MW sort of stuff. You're just a better person if you run a marathon.
Yep.
I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You get more respect from your fellow peers. You get respect from your misso or your fucking hubby or your parents or your friends. You become complete. And once you've done one, if you so choose, you don't have to run another one. And you also scratch that itch. There's an itch in all of us, I think, whereby, am I capable of a marathon? Could I do it?
And usually you just go, nah, fuck that, not doing it. But the goers, there was something about the goers all coming together where there were heaps of dribblers that were like, mate, the only reason I fucking did it was because all the goers were getting into it.
Fucking powerful stuff. Mate, there's a bloke there yesterday, lost 30 kilos, ran a fucking marathon.
Fuck off, 30 kilos.
Yeah.
One of the boys raised 11 grand for breast cancer.
Yeah, unbelievable. Some cunt fucking, his legs fucked out at 20 Ks, walked the rest, did it in 7 hours.
15 Ks.
15 Ks, ran it in 7 hours. It's about finishing the cunt. That's all that matters.
And even if you don't, because a lot of them fucking didn't, you had a crack.
As long as you have a crack. And then maybe you come back
Maybe
next
you come
year.
back next year, have another go.
There was some, one dribbler ended up in hospital apparently, so shout out to him. Hope he's all right.
I hope you're okay.
His mate said he was on the mend.
If anyone has actually come into some serious hardship, let us know. Hope you're all good. Just a great fucking day.
Just a great day. We're going to ask the Sydney Marathon for a breakdown of how the dribblers went.
Yep.
Whoever came middle of the pack exactly
finishers.
gets the Ned Brockman book.
Yep. Showing up.
So I need to figure that out. I want to see who won out of the dribblers. Would have been a sub 3 hour.
Oh, mate, there was a couple of quickies, real quickies.
There was some really quick guys. Yeah, maybe like two, maybe even sub 2:45.
Which is pretty fucking rogue, considering that the winner was like 40 minutes ahead of that.
Fucking rogue. There was actually a dribblet there yesterday who I need to shout out because have a fucking go at this, mate. This is hot stuff. Nadia, 4 hours, 1 minute.
Wow.
In that heat. Off
That's
your fucking head, Nadia.
Disgusting.
Off your head.
Absolutely foul.
So, shout out to everyone who ran. Shout out to everyone who came to the Ivy End. Shout out to the Goers Run Club. The greatest run club on the planet.
Shout out to Sydney Marathon. Great event. It was fucking great. It was a great event. It was a great vibe. You and I were remarking, Edward, just about how it's nice that, like, complete randoms standing on the sideline, just watching people run and just buoying anyone who comes past who is struggling, shuffling. It was just nice that random people are just like being really nice to each other.
Yeah. People were saying out there, like the goers were like, there was people fucking coming on each other. There was butt taps. There was like just, words of encouragement, hand on the back sort of stuff. Like, what a community.
Yeah.
What a community. Goers shirts everywhere.
Yeah, fucking everywhere.
Fucking powerful stuff. I loved it, Tom.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
Loved it. What time did you pull up stumps last night?
I can't remember what time I left. I reckon I left. Oh, actually, I think I left at like 9:30, and then I went downstairs to Toddy's for a feed because I can't go past that bread with anchovies, dude. I just can't.
What time did you leave? Finish up.
Like-
Did you kick on somewhere?
10:30? Nah, I carked it at 10:30 and went
A
home.
couple of cunts went downstairs to Lost.
I know. Like, fucking, I was never doing that. I think I went home at like 8:30, pounded some McDonald's, fucking passed out.
You got Macca's.
Me, Steph, and Carly went down and got into our work. To be in my defence, and I don't need defence because I'm a grown man making my own decisions, but I was heavily talked into it because I was trying to be a good boy even though I'd been fucking smashing cocktails all night.
And you fucking smashed fucking ice cream and shit the night before.
Yeah, well, that's it. I'd had the most debaucherous hungover weekend of all time. Friday into Saturday into Sunday. I was like, I don't need to bring this home with McDonald's. But my arm was rubbery, and I did it. But it's all right. I'm back on my fucking, now I'm back on being fucking fit again. Weekends are what they are. I make no apologies for that. But I smashed a fuckload of McDonald's last night. And
What'd you get?
got chicken nugs.
10?
Yeah. Well,
Or 20?
You don't get, no, not 20, but you don't get less than 10 in my opinion.
Well, yeah, but I know, but sometimes you can get 20.
If you get 20, you need to be, I think, on a couch by yourself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, because you fucking pick at them over time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not uncommon if you get a 20-pack to be still eating nuggets 2 hours later.
Oh, they're cold as a witch's tit. Like, I ate in at this McDonald's.
Yeah.
We dined in.
At George Street one?
Yeah. We dined in. So you don't get 20 nugs there. Like, it's irresponsible. But I got a quarter pounder or a double quarter. I'm not sure. But
Double?
No, I don't know. I can't remember. But a quarter pounder is just a fucking good burger.
It's the best burger on the menu.
It's so
It is.
good.
It's the best burger on the menu. I'm sorry, but it is.
so good.
Double quarter pounders are great, but they can be a bit smacky.
I mean, it's all smacky, but you're certainly taking your life into your own hands when you have a double.
Oh, fuck yeah. Like, you're rolling the dice a little bit on, like, what the stomach's going to do.
But I was so tired, dude. I was falling asleep at Macca's.
Yeah, because you're not made of the right stuff.
Mate, I'm not made of the right stuff. I'm just, well, listen, dude. I can't believe you went to Toddy's. Like, how the fuck were you not just burnt the fuck out? We were like, Macca's, get me the fuck out of here, get me home. I was asleep the second my head
Because
hit
I'm
the pillow.
fucking built different than
Oh,
that.
yeah,
you
you're
know
a
what I
sick
mean?
cunt. You're a real sick, yeah, look at that. That's cool, dude. You look like you have a deformity with your traps right now.
Built different than that, bro. You know what I'm saying?
No, you're huge, dude. That's fucking so dope.
Went home late in bed. I didn't go to bed until like 11:30, I think.
Ridiculous. I was fucking done.
And then I was looking at my watch going, nah, I couldn't. 1:45, Wallabies, Fiji.
Fuck that, and for good reason, because it turned out to be one of the great pieces.
I
of
did.
shit
I was
games.
thinking about it, and I was like, nah, it's too punchy.
I woke up at 2 and I was getting message, and I saw like my phone going off from people that were up watching it, and I was just like, you see your WhatsApp, and it's like, all it is like comments going, what the fuck was that? And you're just like, this is what I expect is happening. I'm not going to put myself through it, and thank fuck I didn't.
Now, you can check the tapes, and I would encourage people to do so if they want proof. But we said months ago that this Fiji game was going to be there was going to be a huge clash.
Yeah.
And a lot of fucking Wallabies dick riders, no offense, were just like, don't be so fucking
Don't be
negative.
so
I'm like,
negative
there's
about
been-
the Wallabies,
there's
man.
a-
If you've got nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all.
Like
It's like,
what?
shut the fuck up, you losers. Like,
if
if
you
we're not
listen to this-
playing well, why the fuck wouldn't we say something?
But if you listen to this podcast, you'd know that if something needs to be shit on, then we'll shit on it.
And if it's good, then we're going to get on our knees and suck it dry.
Exactly. Like, suck it dry, every last drop sort of stuff. Now, the Wallabies haven't provided that for some time.
No, they
And
haven't.
I think deep down we all know it. If you've been closing your eyes and choosing to ignore it, That's not my problem.
No, it's your problem.
It's your problem. If you have put your head in the sand and pretended like this fucking side can do anything, then you're ignoring the fact that we've lost 6 of the last 7. We've now fucking lost to Fiji for the first time in 69 years.
1954, maybe? 1954? Was that like, we're talking like 10 years after World War II, Edward? Just
Now-
for reference, just for, some sort of context here.
Like if you meet someone who's 69, they're getting on. You know what
Mate.
I mean?
Exactly. My father was 1.
My dad wasn't born. Put it that way. So the fact,
We hooked our fucking fly half in the 50th minute.
yeah, he didn't have a good game.
Carter Gordon.
Carter Gordon, who was just like, at one point when they fucking scored their first try, the second try, Fiji, I can't recall, maybe their first.
They only scored 1.
Oh, yeah, okay, so it was that big inside centre who's a fucking brick shit house. Carter Gordon just jumps and he's probably 3 meters from the ball and goes up and like, oh, what am I doing up here? What's the fuck's going on? Ball bounces, as Phil Good says, let the ball bounce, you invite in disappointment into your life. That goes across both codes and fucking try time. We
Also, again,
we kicked the ball away.
look at
constantly.
rugby. Look at rugby. Fiji win fucking, what was the score? 22 to 15. And it's just penalty, 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 penalty. In rugby league, you do not take penalties as your first option unless it's like early in the game and, you want to get a score on. Like, it's just... And again, the Wallabies were fucking shit. Shock horror.
We got pumped.
We got
in the ruck.
fucking pumped.
Like absolutely pumped.
Shock horror. But and we're super ill-disciplined, even though rugby
Mate,
often...
get the penalties up.
Although often you don't know what the fuck are you getting penalised
Get the
for in
penalties
rugby.
up. The penalties would have been fucking...
But to have a team...
18-7.
Yeah.
18-7. We got fucking pumped at the breakdown. And when we got the ball, we kicked it away constantly.
Yeah. And, we've got fucking no senior
Lost 7
players.
to 2 rucks.
No real senior players in the fucking back line. Maybe a halfback or some shit. But, you'd leave Quade Cooper out for 158 or maybe a Ben Donaldson. And again, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about rugby. Clearly, Eddie Jones has come out and been like, I tried to pick the youngest fucking side of all time. Basically, the prerequisite that you couldn't have pubic hair. He's fucking picked the youngest team you've ever seen, and shock horror, we fucking don't have the stones to get the job done. We're ill-disciplined. We shit our pants in the face of fucking adversity, and we lose to Fiji for the first time in 400 years.
We were getting a roll on at certain points, and Nick White had just kicked the ball away. He's going, I don't want it anymore. Kicking it dead and shit. I'm like, bruh, what the fuck you doing? Unbelievable. Now,
Eddie Jones has come out and basically been like, the whole thing's my fault.
right. Well, you were saying that we're going to win the World Cup.
But also, a couple of weeks ago, you're like, New Zealand better look out.
Yeah.
And then when the
then
media...
you said we're going to win the World Cup.
Then when the media asks you fucking tough questions because you haven't won a game since you've been coach, except for a fucking famous Portugal win or whatever it was. Georgia, sorry, forgive me. Who are actually pretty good this year. You were telling the media to go give themselves an uppercut and fucking, you're the bloody, this is the worst press conference I've ever seen in my life. You guys, you're just like, bruh, what the fuck? And Rugby Australia was like, we had Dave Rennie doing the damn thing just before. I don't know if Dave, I'm pretty sure we were better when Dave Rennie was coaching. Again, I'm not blaming. I'm just like, why did we sack Dave Rennie? We weren't fucking...
They sacked him. A weird time too. It was so close to a
Start of
World
the
Cup.
year.
Yeah, so close to a World Cup. Weird time to sack a coach. Weird time. Usually do that.
And then it seems like he's come in. Eddie Jones has come in and just changed everything. Quade Cooper's gone. Michael Hooper.
And he wouldn't have had very long with these guys, right? So he's come in, fucking completely changed everything at a weird time where even if you are making these wholesale changes, what are you expecting to happen off the back of that for us to get better?
Could you get up Eddie Jones's press conference or his fucking comments? Could you?
I tell you what.
We've also never been kicked out in the fucking pool stages, which is looking incredibly likely.
I tell you what. There is. It's been mused about where rugby in Australia is going. Is this just is this a natural progression on the course that we've been following, or is this just poor selections and poor fucking coaching and poor tactics, or is this like you don't have the cattle, don't expect to ever get out of the pool stages?
Well, maybe now, but you're like, I mean, we didn't pick Quade Cooper. Now, I'm not saying we should have. But in a sport that isn't fucked, you've usually got like a good backup who's ready to come in and do the damn thing. And no disrespect to Carter Gordon, young kid, maybe he will be that at some point, but like he doesn't seem to be the option. I know there are other but like you only bring fucking one noted 5'8" to a World Cup. I mean, it seems like there's some tactical absurdities there. And again, like in my chat groups where there are some more rugby-minded people in there, they're like, why the fuck would you just come in and change everything? Like, firstly, why would you get rid of Dave Rennie at the time you did, but then you bring some guy in who's completely changed everything that's fucking gone on. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, and we also don't seem to have the cattle. I don't want to.
Now, Skelton didn't play.
Well, they're saying him and Tupou won't play next week against Wales. So we're fucked.
I think big trouble in Little Channel against Wales. I mean, we were sitting down before in the green room, Will and Dave and I, and we were trying to do the math on the bonus points and where we're at.
Fiji didn't get a bonus point against us.
So basically, we need.
I can almost.
We're all on the same. We've all got the same amount of bonus points. We're just a win behind Wales, who've won every game. We've basically got to beat Wales, obviously, and then try and get as many bonus points as we can, and hope that we have more than fucking Fiji or Wales.
Yeah, because if we're even with Fiji, on points, then the tiebreak is who won. So we're fucked.
Yeah, but if we're equal on points with Wales, same deal. Or won't they go off points differential? Surely.
I think the first tiebreak is if you beat them or not. That's what I was told in here.
As opposed to points differential.
If Wallabies and Fiji are tied on points, Fiji will go through. The first tiebreaker is winner between the two teams.
Right. But what if Australia beat Wales and Fiji lose to Wales, but Fiji beat Australia? Do you know what I mean? Then you've got like a three-way...
Fuckfest thing.
Fuckfest, like a menage a trois, but without the menage. Sure.
Fiji have already played Wales and lost, so they've just got Georgia and Portugal to play.
Yes.
Yeah, but they'll probably get bonus points again them, so they'll have 4 bonus points, you would say, potentially. If Australia let's say we get one against Portugal, so then we'll have 3 bonus points. Wales, so then Fiji technically top the pool, like you would say. So then Wales play Georgia, I think. Let's say they get a bonus point there. They've got 3, so then we'll be on 3 each. So basically, if Australia beat Wales, it has to be by more than 7. Otherwise, they'll get a bonus point for within 7 of losing, and they would go past us.
And Wales beat Fiji. So, I mean, what do we really think our chances are of beating Wales?
Slim.
And
we always do.
Yeah, but that's back when we had players, dude. And we don't have players. No disrespect to the players, but it just doesn't seem like we have players that are going to be fucking doing that. So.
Tough.
Not looking good. Not looking good.
Tough. Very tough.
Did you go back to those Eddie Jones quotes?
Yep. The entire post-game press conference was like 15 minutes.
No, we don't play that.
But he did have some good quotes in here. He accepted full responsibility and everything.
Yeah. Hold on. The Wallabies head coach was blunt when asked about the hostile reception from the local crowd who booed whenever the head coach popped up on the big screen. But used to it, mate. And after that, I probably deserve a bit more. They should be throwing. What do they throw here? Baguettes, croissants at me. It's not good enough. I deserve whatever I get.
Mate. Right.
Yeah, as you said, took full responsibility. It's my fault. I apologise.
We're doing our absolute best, sure.
Well, that's not fucking encouraging then.
Personal best gets you nowhere. You know what I mean?
Not in a fucking knockout tournament, that's for sure. Well, it might. If you win it, it does.
Yeah, but I mean, like, doing your personal best isn't sometimes enough.
Well, of course not. I just think it's more if you're saying we're doing our best and you're getting fucking beaten by Fiji for the first time in 70 years, then that's an alarming fucking reality. We're doing our best. That shouldn't be your best. That doesn't seem like the best.
No, not the best. Rugby Australia, listen, this is the reality.
I feel
We
sorry.
almost certainly lose to Wales. We get bundled out, and then we start looking at the fucking World Cup 2027, where you get bundled out in the pools. You lose to Fiji and shit at home in your own World Cup. Not a good look.
So
they're
where
going to
you
have
go,
to
you
start fucking
buying up.
pillaging
Yeah.
Rugby League.
Yeah.
Hearing Angus Crichton, friend of the
Friend
show.
of the show, heard that. You're going to need
Potentially
more than
going
just
across.
Angus Crichton, and that's no knock on Angus Crichton, but that just means you're going to need more than just Angus Crichton. You're going to need a motherfucking playmaker, dog.
And maybe a P. Haas, like a body.
Well, yeah,
you're going to need, because like we got pumped again.
Yeah.
Pumped at the breakdown. You're going to need some fucking bodies, dude.
Big, thick bodies.
Like we were saying before, this is absolutely no disrespect, but James Slipper's at his 4th World Cup.
Yeah.
And he's not up to it. You know what I mean? He's getting on. He's played like 130 fucking tests, and you just start wondering, is this all we've got?
That's what I mean, dude.
Is James Slipper the fucking...
Don't you remember back when it was like you didn't really get 100 test matches for Australia that often? There was a couple of them.
Oh yeah, like
It was
like a George Gregan.
Maybe fucking like Nathan Sharp or some shit. But then it was like, well, there's no one else coming through, son, so we're just picking fucking guys forever.
Like, is James Slipper going to be the most capped ever?
He might already be.
I'm just getting up now.
If he's not already, he'll be fucking close. What was Gregan, 136 or something?
Gregan 139, James Slipper 132.
So maybe he won't get there unless he's picked for the rest of his life. Then maybe he will.
He's put it that he's getting. When you
you
think
go to
about all-time great Wallabies, you don't think about James Slipper.
Could you,
just
no
don't.
disrespect, can you go to like the 100 test Wallabies, please?
Yeah. So below...
And all he can do is get picked, so it's no knock on him, but it's just saying that like we don't.
No.
clearly
I'm not
have-
knocking James Slipper. I'm merely pointing out the environment.
So over 100, you got Camp Easy, 101, Stephen Larkham, 102, Matt Giddo, Rob Simmons, Sakopi Kepu, Will Genia.
Hold on, slow down. It's like even Rob Simmons, no disrespect. Like, you know what I mean? These aren't players from like some fucking incredible era of. So there's like George Smith, great. Fucking Will Genia was good. Adam Ashley Cooper was good. Hooper was good. Stephen Moore was good. But like again, there's some ones there where you're like, we just seem to not have anyone coming through that's like, sorry, dude, you are maybe past your use by date.
Tough times for the nation, punters and dribblers. Tough times for the nation. But what do? You got to go buy rugby league players.
You got that's
there.
what you
I
do.
said it.
Oh, that's what you got to do.
There
Yeah.
I
See,
said
Adam
it.
Ashley Cooper came in 2005. We were still
good then.
good then.
We were good up until about 2015.
Yeah. But there was still like, and you had the Waratahs won the fucking Super Rugby and shit. Like
That's what I mean. If
Yeah.
you win in Super Rugby, you're still going all right.
yeah, true.
You're still going all right. There was some names back then as well. Whereas now it's like, okay. And 2015, when we made the World Cup final, that's now fucking 8 years ago. Like, that wasn't just yesterday.
No.
That was a fucking long time ago. Which is a wig out, because it feels like it was yesterday. And now it's making me feel old as shit.
Well, you're getting on, buddy.
I am getting on. You know what I mean? Like, Tom's fucking 50 soon, for God's sake.
But I mean, like the problem I guess that you face is that you're younger but you look older, and that's the
Doesn't matter. Yeah, but you know it doesn't matter.
But no, but
It's got nothing to do with it.
though, right?
No.
Because like
when you're 50 and I'm 48, it's going to be a problem.
you're going to look 70 and I'm going to look 50. So it's like, wow, you look really good
Mate,
for 50, you look like shit for 48.
And I think that
I'd rather
visceral
look
fat
good
around
for
your
50.
heart is going to catch up with you pretty quickly,
It's
buddy.
falling
And
off me, son.
I think you get to 50,
Look at
you're
me.
you're reeking of a heart attack,
5 kilos I've lost in fucking
mate. Reeking of a
week
heart
and
attack.
half.
Yeah, and then you'll put it back on, mate. Reeking of a heart
Fucking Temple,
attack.
You're going to be like, Jesus
And
Christ,
I'll be
48.
fit as a fucking fiddle, dude.
People are
Yeah,
going
a
to
bit of grey hair. Who
let
gives
you
a
sit
shit?
down on the bus, you old fuck, and be like, mate, I'm 48, don't worry. It's like,
Who's
nah,
that
you look
fat
like
cunt up the back of
shit.
the bus having a heart attack at fucking 40?
Mate, I'm not on the bus. I'll be on a yacht, skinny as fuck with a six-pack, frying eggs on my tum.
Highly unlikely, buddy.
You're going to look fucking terrible in about 3 years, and I'm concerned. We're going to need to get, you're going to have Botox and fucking lip fillers.
You've got more fucking... You look at your bags under your eyes, cunt.
Mate,
You can
can't
barely
even
see your
I'm
own
wearing
fucking whites of your eyes,
sunglasses. You
mate.
can't even see me.
You're the
fucking
baggiest
idiot.
cunt I've ever seen in my life.
Mate,
Your couple of
you're gonna have
grey
to get
hairs, who
lip
gives a
fillers.
shit?
Couple of grey hairs is a fucking understatement.
Look at your fucking
You're
crow's
as
feet,
grey as
mate.
the fucking
Look at
day
those fucking
long.
bags, dude.
You're
Jesus
as
Christ.
grey
You
as
look like
they
you've been
get.
stung by a bee, you silly cunt.
Someone said the other day that you looked like you could fucking blindfold you with a shoelace. That's
Yeah,
how
'cause
closed your eyes were, you fucking old
after a
bastard.
fucking huge night,
You
mate. You look
old
like that
grey
after a fucking...
fuck.
You look like
You
that after
old
18 hours
grey
sleep,
piece
mate.
of shit. Fuck you.
Stung by a bee, dude.
Dude, being stung by a bee to actually make your skin look nice and tight. So I'm fucking down for that. You just look old, dude. You just look old. People are going to start giving you change in the street, think you're fucking homeless.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it does. Think like, who's this old fuck? This old guy just down on his luck. You're like, oh no, he's actually fucking 32.
Mate, they see
see it.
tightness and they see hotness. I was getting compliments out the arse last night, mate.
Oh, were ya?
Yeah,
From
bruh.
some fucking drunk dribblers. What are they saying?
Fucking oath. Going, Jesus Christ, mate.
You're greyer than
that
you look.
Tom looks fucking horrific.
Well, that's not a compliment. That's a fucking. That's
Yeah, but
you just trying to lie to the audience here because you're as grey as fuck.
Never comes up. The state of your bod does, though, bruh.
Yeah, they said that fucking Tom looks like an athlete.
Like, that guy looks
They were
like he's been
holy
stuck by
shit.
a bee. Who's
Tom's
that fat
hoodwinked
cunt
us into
over
running a
there?
marathon. We thought this fucking big fat oaf running a marathon, and they see him, they're like, holy shit, that guy's fucking Kipchoge over here.
I mean, you both did get like told when we were walking down at about the hour mark there, like, oh, you guys have finished the marathon already?
Well, it was actually 50 minutes, but who's counting?
People thought we'd finished the marathon.
And already got over to North Sydney.
Yeah, with our medals on.
Got a couple of compliments, actually.
Yeah, looking, we fucking ran a marathon. What do you
Now,
want?
poor old Australia. Fuck it.
Fuck
What
it.
do you do?
What do you do, mate? Fuck it.
You know what? That performance last night makes me not even want to wear my beret, and I never thought I'd say that.
I never thought I'd see the day where Eddie Simpson is not excited to put the beret on of a Monday. And it makes me sad. Makes me sad for Australian rugby.
Yeah, I mean, fucking put your berets down.
Put your berets down. Tools down, berets down. We're fucked. We're absolutely fucked.
Rugby League.
Shout
Proudly
out to
brought
Rugby
to you
League.
by KO,
Yep.
the greatest streaming service of all time. Shout out to KO Minis. Shout out to KO generally.
Yep.
And shout out to Rugby League football.
Yep.
If you intend on watching the prelims this
Finals
week.
footy.
Yeah, finals footy prelims this weekend. Friday, Saturday night. I'd do so on KO.
Yep.
Because why the fuck would you want to sit through ads?
Yep, that's
Now-
right. Now, as we watched the game on Friday night after a hugely successful Newcastle Hacker Major, everyone absolutely full to the brim.
Hard to watch these games when you're on a rip and tear, like
Yeah.
a game at the pub.
Yeah.
When there's a bit going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the Shortland Waters Golf Club for having us
Well, for letting us stay.
and then letting us stay. Bit
'Cause
of a
they-
lock-in.
It was pretty much a lock-in. which was a nice touch. They didn't need to do that.
No, they didn't. Well, because we were going to go somewhere else, and then all the Newcastleians were like, mate, the place you're going to go to is just teeming with Secchies who are not going to let you in. I was like, well, fuck that. Let's just stay here and not go anywhere and rip with the punter and the dribbler, the hacker.
Yes.
But also just quickly, probably before we talk about this game, we should just acknowledge that you and I have never driven the ball better.
We actually haven't talked about the Hacker Major.
No, we haven't.
Maybe we'll come to that last.
Yeah.
So, Storm beat the Roosters.
That's
18-13.
heartbreaking for the Roosters. Heartbreaking. Again, we were sort of in and out on the game, so I didn't know that Ashley Klein was having his life threatened by angry and stupid dribblers online. Not dribblers, not our community.
Yeah.
Dead shits.
I was also like, I was up and about. I thought Warbrick had scored first. That's what I'd been told.
By me.
Yeah. Which was complete bullshit.
No, it was Wishart. I got that wrong.
Yeah, you did. So I was pumped up. Checked my account the next day. No, he didn't score first.
No, he didn't.
Wishart did.
Yeah.
So that was a fuck up.
Yep.
From you.
Yeah. Well, fucking, I couldn't give a rat's ass. I
No, I know you couldn't. I know you couldn't.
I wouldn't even apologise for it.
You wouldn't apologise?
No. Sucked in. I didn't get any of my punting right, except for the line, actually. I take that back. But it was a fucking very unfortunate end if you're a Roosters fan, or at least if you were on them. D or Dave was close to getting bashed by a couple of Roosters dribblers at the golf because he was lipping up.
One of them
something
who
shocking.
was in your team.
Yeah, Listo. Well, you wouldn't have got bashed by Listo. Don't worry about that. You probably could have held your own.
Roosters out of puff.
Yeah, out of puff, but I just would have liked to have seen the Storm lose. I just thought that would have been good. See, like the Roosters making a prelim final would have been absurd given where they've come from. It would have been ridiculous.
You're right. It would have been fucking ridiculous. Out of puff. Completely. Is Jerome Hughes back for this weekend?
It's a little bit touch and go, but I think he's a better chance than Luai.
The Panthers are confident.
But I've been reading that Luai is fucking good to go. Not good to go, but they're confident that he'll play. So
yeah, who knows?
That remains to be seen. I think we can all agree, though, punters and dribblers, just as a people, just as a community, that the semi-finals over the weekend were a little bit like, well, whoever wins these games gets fucking well and truly humped next week.
I am more confident that the Storm lose comfortably against the because this game even neither team was like dominant, and it's like
if you didn't pound the unders, you're an idiot.
You're going to go up against Penrith, who are fucking hot and horny
and rested.
Whereas the Warriors looked so good again against Newcastle, but they did look so good that I'm like, if any team is going to upset this weekend, it will be the Warriors and the Broncos. They beat the Broncos early in the year, but they were like heavily fucking Origin affected the Broncos side, and only just won.
Yeah.
Like Sean Johnson, his ball playing on the weekend was to die for.
He didn't look like he'd been injured.
No.
At all. He looked fucking scintillating.
And like 3 tries they had in the first 15 minutes against the Knights.
Well, mate, they scored fucking 2 tries in like the first couple of minutes.
Knights well and truly out of puff. If you want to talk about out of puff, they were out of puff. But the Warriors looked horny. Imagine if they made it, mate. The Warriors, obviously we're up the Wars guys now that Manly's out of the fucking finals.
Correct.
But, look at that. They end up fucking smashing them. Absolutely smashing them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tries.
Yeah.
Didn't even need to count. It says it higher. Absolutely pumped them. Never fucking found a rhythm, the Knights. Never found a rhythm. Shout out to the Warriors. That crowd looked unbelievable. Sean Johnson just relishing in it, mate.
Imagine if they made the grand final.
I don't see it happening against the Broncos.
No, I know,
home,
but it's kind of it's good in the sense that I'd be happy for either of those two teams to make the grand final. The Broncos would be better in that it would give,
because I would much rather the Warriors make it than the Broncos.
Same, but what I'm saying is that if the Broncos win, I'm also not entirely disappointed because I'd like to see them up against Penrith in a grand final.
As in mano a mano.
Yeah, big dog city sort of stuff.
The 2 big studs.
I'm going for the Wars, right? But if the Wars get to the grand final against Penrith, I think, and considering Penrith fucked them up first round of the finals, that's not a great fucking...
We don't often get 1 versus 2 in grand finals. You get it less than you might think. Like I feel like going into a lot of grand finals, you usually like there's a clear favourite. Whereas if it was Penrith versus Broncos, I don't know who. You know, you're fucking flipping a coin almost.
Yeah, mate, I don't know. I don't remember, but I'm certainly looking forward to next week's games. Certainly looking forward to them.
This week's game?
This week's games, next games, the games this week. What day is it? Monday?
It's Monday, mate. Got a couple of days to get through first.
Yeah, we do.
Couple of days to get through.
Friday and Saturday?
Friday, Saturday, mate. Friday night, Saturday night, man.
What's the Friday night game? Let's go to those. Just have a look at them.
Storm Penrith at a call.
Oh.
Storm Penrith 750 a call. Broncos Warriors 750 Suncorp Stadium. Can we get some prices? Thanks to Ned's. I just want to run an eye over things, mate.
I'm assuming Storm heavy favourites.
Pre-team
I will
release.
deorder.
That's okay, mate. You still get a bit of an insight.
Yeah, a bit of an insight.
You get a little bit of an
Pre-team
You get a little
release,
bit of
you
an
know.
insight. You get a little bit of an insight. Okay, wow.
Jesus.
$1.18. Penrith over the Storm. $1.26. Broncos over the Warriors.
There's value there. Storm $5. That's a sure.
There's
bet.
no value for the Storm at $5. I don't think. I just don't think there is.
Plenty.
I'll be looking at the line, mate. I'll be having a good look at the line and maybe seeing if there's a bit of value there for a young Edward Simpson. But 13.5. Ooh. Fuck, they know where to put it.
Yeah, I do.
They know where to fucking jam that fucking cunt of a thing. Jesus Christ.
What about the Warriors? Broncos line is probably going to be fucking massive. 10.5. That's I'd be taking Broncos there.
I'll be taking that. I'll be looking.
Even though I want the Warriors to win, I'm just saying I'd be taking 10.5 and I'll be fucking smearing it all over my body.
Yeah, I'll be covering myself in a 10.5 line with the Bronx.
Yeah, Broncos.
Like dip me in it sort of
Broncos
stuff.
minus 10.5, put it in some sort of a squeezy bottle and just let me blast it all over myself.
Yep.
Massage it in.
Yep. Like an oil.
Yeah.
Except it's not an oil, it's a line.
Yeah, it's a gooey.
It's a gooey line. And it's all over me now.
Yep.
All over me. And now I'm getting it licked off of me, you know what I'm saying?
By dogs or what?
Not dogs. No.
Who by?
Well, whoever wants to lick it off, but not a dog.
Not a dog?
No, I don't want to be Joel Monahan, dude. You know what I mean? I don't need that.
Fucking drive
Like,
by.
what happened to Eddie?
Drive by on Joel Monahan there. Fuck, he thought he was probably out of the woods.
Nah, Joel's never going to be out of the woods, I don't think.
Well, he just in terms of like, mate wasn't expecting to get brought up. Fucking poor old Joel.
Yeah, but you said dogs.
I did say dogs.
You know what I mean? Once dogs licking stuff off things comes
Rugby
into the
league
question,
context.
and it's rugby league, Joel comes up, mate. It is what it is,
That's
right?
unfortunate. It is what it is, though, right?
Like, what do you want me to do about that? Is that my problem?
Nah, that's not your problem.
It's not my problem.
And it's not your fault.
It's not my it's not my fault, but B, more important than anything, it's not my problem.
No, it's not.
You know?
Really not your
Because
problem.
I'm not making it up.
Well,
It happened.
did happen. Did happen. Anyway, I want the Warriors to win. I think the Broncos win. I want the Panthers to win. I think the Panthers win.
I think the Panthers win.
And well, you know what? I actually don't know if I really want the Panthers to win. I don't give a fuck if the Panthers win.
Panthers win.
I think they win. I don't care if they win.
They win.
I don't think the Storm win. The reason I don't want the Storm to win is Dave. Like, Dave's made me want the Panthers to win, which I hate him for.
I think we can all agree that the Storm are just like it's time, genuinely, I think, for the Storm to just fuck off for a little bit.
Yeah.
You've been around here for too long now.
Boring.
It's been a fucking long time, like decades, and it's just a little bit old hat now. It's a bit fuck off for a little bit, sort of vibe.
Yeah.
Throw a 9th or a 10th in. Just give me a 9th or a 10th every now and then, just to so I don't have to see ya. But prelim after prelim after prelim started to give me the shits. That's just me personally. I also, maybe there's a little bit of bent up anger because we owe Dave $1,000 and I can't bring myself to pay him.
No, I know. Well, he owes us money actually for coming into work stoned. You know, so
$1,000 fine.
Yeah, he gets fined for that.
Whoops.
There you go. All
Whoops.
even.
Sorry, mate. We forgot to mention that.
Yeah, all even, all square. Thank God.
Send it to me and I'll send it straight back.
Yeah, no. We'll write it on paper. Yeah, our fucking 2 producers have taken us to the cleaners over the last couple of like a month.
Yeah. It's been bad for us.
Yeah.
It's been a bad. Well, I see him as more of an like Dave. That was annoying.
That was annoying.
But whereas Tobbers was like an
Tobbers
investment in him becoming a better person.
yes, we're investing in him.
Yes.
But they've still cleaned us.
Yes. Like it's better for us and for Hello Sport to have like a healthy producer.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Correct.
Not one that needs to be craned out of his own home.
No, exactly.
You know
and
what
that
I mean?
wasn't where you were at, but it could have.
Yeah, but it could have.
Yeah.
What was next?
Crane stuff.
Crane. Yeah.
Cherry picker.
You weren't anywhere near Crane territory. But if you went the other way instead of the way you went, you eventually arrive at Crane territory.
Yeah. Rip down the wall of your house.
Yep.
Drag you out. Crane.
Crane stuff.
And I think that investment's probably cheaper than the crane option.
Crane would be exy as fuck. And the house demolition.
Making
What,
it
you're knocking out
accessible.
walls now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to bring him in here so he can fucking
Craning out blokes.
edit some shit. Good fights on the weekend as well. Jack Della Maddalena getting it done.
Beast.
Fucking oath, Jack. Fucking oath. Which I also watched on KO. Not much to say about that one, though. Just that Jack got the fucking job done against, God damn it. Like a legit fighter. God, I'm an idiot. You looking that up, Dave?
I'm trying. I don't even know what sport you're talking about, though.
UFC,
Oh my
mate.
UFC, okay.
Kevin
What?
Holland?
Kevin Holland. Sorry. Kevin Holland's legit. So he like Jack will be on his way to a top 10 soon, I think, which is pretty hectic. But it was a good biff. Anyway, also punters and dribblers. Our one of our last SEN chats, our second last, in fact. Tomorrow night.
I don't think it's our second last.
Oh, actually, not second last.
Third
Forgive
last.
me, third last. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. SEN. The great, powerful one and only Ben Teo. One of my favourites we've done, actually.
So good.
Ben flew down here to do it. What a fucking mad cunt. And we didn't really know at the time whether that was what he was doing. We also didn't want to assume that's what he'd done because that made us feel like fucking, you don't be like, thanks for flying down for this. And then he'd be like, I was coming down here for something else. And then you sound like you think he's fucking, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But he did fly down here for it. And we were very appreciative because he was mad.
It was a fucking great yarn. It was a
Obviously, he's
fucking great yarn.
Premiership winner with South, played for the Broncos, played for the Tigers, played fucking England in rugby union, Origin for Queensland. He's now a co-host with Girdler on their own podcast, The Medicine, with Girds and Teo. He does Triple M work. Just a fake fucking assistant at the Dolphins, coaches their Q Cup side. Just a good dude with some fucking funny yarns in there. Some of the funniest shit. One of his preseason camp stories might be the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Fucking hilarious.
But that is tomorrow night, 8 p.m. SEN, and on the app, all that good shit. So you'll be able to listen to that tomorrow.
Finally, just a shout to Sebo organising the 4th Hacker Major,
Yeah.
Newcastle, Shoreland Waters. Fucking great turnout. A Newcastle team won. Heaps of Novocastrians
It was
there,
basically all Newcastle teams, which is good.
which was great to see. Tom and I played unbelievably. We went around even, but we drove the ball like insanely well.
It was absurd.
Like insanely
Never
well.
in my life. I drove the green, par 4, sorry, and then Listo lipped out the eagle putt.
At least they putted well, real
He
well.
did putt well. He putted well. Better than Lego won it. Like, what a perfect fucking team to win at 9 under. Fucking psycho.
Jared Mulligan's 8 under, the half Chubb 7 under, the Cleary foul as well, the
Fowlers.
7 under. The talented Mr. Yipley's at Sebo's team 5 under.
Sucked in, didn't even podium, you losers.
We were pretty much midfield, I'd say. Goers Golf Club even, not bad. 9 over the chocolate parfish. Good
Yeah.
to see.
Good to see. Or you're like, you've got to be fucking bad in an Ambrose tournament to hit 9 over. And I say that with respect. The chocolate parfish, good honest hackers, all dressed as Fred Durst. Also, where were the Novocastrians? Which one was Nilso's team?
Nilso was pretty. Was he the equal?
+1. What's new in the castle?
What's new in the castle? Nilso and his boys.
Nilso also missed a putt off. Like,
Yeah.
we did a putt off at the end for a fucking long lunch and a rip and tear with us, and he fucked it.
Nilso had the putt to keep him in it, and he missed it. All the rest of his team were hitting the putts, and then Nilso fucked it. It was hilarious.
That was good stuff.
Yep.
Late in the day.
Mate, it was basically dark. We all had our phone lights out,
It was good
light in
fun.
the green.
It was
mad.
great fun. Fuck, it was good.
Yeah. And then everyone everyone take something with you back to the fucking clubhouse. There were dribblers walking with big day rosé flags and different shit. It was funny. Big day rosé hole looked fantastic.
It looked a lot better.
It looked better
much
than it's
better
looked in the past.
Yes. When we played at Marrickville,
Yeah.
there's no getting away from it. It looked like complete and utter shit.
Shortland Waters was a fun golf course. It was
enjoyed
good
it.
stuff. I thoroughly enjoyed the day. It was fantastic. Simply the Bets, haven't they won it before?
Simply the bests.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Are they? Aren't they the
they're
fucking?
the two-time champs, aren't they?
Yeah, they. I heard they had a bed shit.
Yeah, that's good, dude. Look at that. We got even with them. That's nice for us. The Goers are on the way up, dude.
Oh, no, I think simply the best with the Bradman best team.
Oh, beers and bet slips.
Yeah,
4
beers and
under.
bet
Business.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
Four under. They missed by 5 shots, so they got
Okay.
pumped.
Yeah.
Goers Golf Club at fucking even. I mean, I keep going back to it, but that's unbelievable.
Yeah, we're on the way up. Big time. Big time. Anyway, great day. Well done, Seb. Still feeling it. But is that us, Edward?
That's us, bro.
That's us. Bye-bye. Ciao.
Could you two just not talk anymore?